Take the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio as we delve into the enigmatic world of UFO sightings and extraterrestrial abductions. Join us for conversations with leading experts and individuals who have encountered these otherworldly beings, uncovering secrets about their experiences, contact stories, and the profound implications for humanity. Listen as we reveal the incredible narratives of those who have undergone alien abductions, shedding light on the psychological and spiritual impacts of these encounters. Explore the depths of consciousness and spirituality as we discuss how these experiences may connect us to something greater beyond our understanding.
Met you on the back row, phone screen glow, slow motion halo. You say hit that follow, next thing we're flying over cargo. Swipe up, then we lift off. Both feet leaving this floor. Highway like the kick drum. You said you're ready for more. Coley UFO, beam me up, lights go whoa, whoa. Turn it up, dance on the stars, feel the cosmic drop. Coley UFO, we never gonna stop. Beam me up, UFO all night. Coley shining extra bright. Top 10 hit, we're trending worldwide. Coley UFO, take me for a ride. Hands up in the main room, neon dust on my white shoes. You spin me like a typhoon. Lost track, but I'm locked on you. Baseline in my cage, oh yeah. Time warp when you say my name. You smile, then we time lapse. Two hearts in a hyperdrive lane. Coley UFO, beam me up, lights go whoa, whoa. Turn it up, dance on the stars, feel the cosmic drop. Coley UFO, we never gonna stop. Beam me up, eyes all night. Coley, shining extra bright. Top 10 hit, we're trending worldwide. Coley UFO, take me for a ride. Spin me around the moon, low gravity. Every little move, new galaxy. Closer, you're my supernova. Countdown, 3, 2, I disappear with you. Disappear with you. Coley UFO, beam me up, lights go whoa, turn it up, dance on the stars, feel the hype and drive. Coley UFO, we're never gonna stop. Beam me up.
Together we explore it, night after night. So go, truth drive, disclosure, non-stop. SNX crew, lead the way. Different views, here to stay. James Gilliland orbs, peaceful contact shine. East City skies where the UFOs align. Daryl W. Sims, implants cross the line. Alien hunter evidence, truth redefined. Stephen Love Ray, phenomenal connections burning bright. Seth Breedlove, small town monsters, legends ignite. David Spinks, energy, holding deep. Vibrations rising, awakening from sleep. Truth drive. turn it up, let's go. Calling UFO in the cockpit live. If you're ready for the truth, throw your hands up high. Truth beyond disclosure. Lights in the sky take over. Coley got the files, it's a takeover. Everybody in the club yelling, show us truth beyond disclosure. We want facts, we want closure. Hands up if you're tired of the cover. It's the sound of the secrets uncovered. Yo, radar locked, but they don't see nothing. Farmtown kids saw the triangle hovering. Phone in his hand, got the whole thing filmed. Next day gone like it fell in a kiln. Black man's creeping, sir, that's a star. But his zigzag snaps like a muscle car. There's a base badge flash, don't take pics. Still the hanger got craft that could break physics. New spin tight with the same 10 lines, but the pilot can't sleep, sees the same 3 lights. Briefed in a room, this meeting ain't happened. Sign this paper, mind gets flattened. Flip that script when Coley goes live. Pull the tape back, play a slow rewind. Every little blur in the grain enhanced. Now the whole damn world in the trance like lights in the sky take over. Coley got the vibes, it's a takeover. Everybody in the club yelling, show us truth beyond disclosure. We want facts, we want closure. Hands up if you're tired of the cover. It's the sound of the secrets uncovered. Let's go.
Yeah, I know what I saw, don't gaslight me. Whole block froze when it slid low key. Silent silver hanging over my street, then it shot straight up like it skipped through beats. Grandma told tales, but they called her wild. Same marks on her arms since she was a child. Same humming in her bones when the sky turns green. Same tall visitors stepping into her dreams. Feel her contagion. Pages blacked out to the truth leak loud from a single shout. Cold case photo, same bright sphere. Different decade, still the same damn fear. You can scrub that feed, you can spin that feed, but the pattern stay sharp like a laser beam. Coley in the booth and receives tech proof. Whole crowd chant when he hits that truth light.
Hands up if you see strange lines. Hands up if you heard them lies. Hands up if you don't classify. Now scream if you want that file. Truth beyond disclosure. Truth beyond disclosure. When I say Coley, you say UFO. 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 When I say truth, you say let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. From the base to the bay to the backbone, sighting in a jet can't flip for the tic tac climbing from the dock in the lab with the metal left in to the late night show where the story begins. This is our time, this is our show. Turn it up loud on SNX radio. If you want that file, better make that noise. Whole world sing with a million voices. Lights in the sky take over. Coley got the files, it's a takeover. Everybody in the game now show us truth beyond disclosure. When the facts speak like cover. Hands up if you're tired of the cover. This is the sound of the seats that cover. Truth beyond disclosure. Beyond disclosure. Beyond disclosure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SNX Radio. I'm Coley, also known as Coley UFO, and tonight Maya officially is joining the Monday night. We're Mystical Mondays. Maya Starfire, as many of you have seen her show on here. She's absolutely wonderful. So real quickly, Maya, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone where they can find you at? Uh-oh. You know what? Hold on one second. There you go. You should be good.
Hi, I'm Maya Starfire, and you can find me on YouTube at Maya Starfire and also Facebook. You can contact me there under Maya Starfire as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you guys, if you have not gone over and subscribed to Maya's channel, definitely do so. She's got some great stuff on there. And tonight, we're going to go through, and everyone in chat, I saw it popping earlier, so it's nice to see everyone. See who we got here. I got to get way to the top. All right. Moon at Noon. Hey, nice to see you back. And Yeah, and thank you guys for taking on the wrenches, all that did in ashes. Nice to see you, Spider Bite. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. Nice to see you, Kitty Catty Whack in the house. Hey, girl. And we got T Bone is back. T Bone, and thank you guys again for all those wrench holders out there. Really appreciated. Really appreciated. And Maya, we have to see Maya up here. Yes. And I know Creepy Culture, Jen. Hey, how are you doing? PNW in the house. Nice to see you again, also. And let me see, Spiritual Ascension. Hey, SA, it's nice to see you always. That girl is awesome. She comes in with a bang. That's all I can tell you. Everybody needs one. And I don't want to miss anybody. I hate that if I do. If I Oh, hey, Benno from Oz. Benno, you're back. We were worried about you yesterday. Wasn't sure where you're at. Uh, what do you call it? A bro break or bro vacation? One of the two. Benno's always got it. Hey, Pancho. Nice to see you. And let's see here. I don't know, Maya, if you see if I missed anybody, like I don't want I hate that if I go through, I'm like, "Oh, I want to say hello to everyone, make sure I get to everyone." Oh, William Skyhawk is here. Hey, William. He says hello. I posted his, comment earlier, so I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I apologize, and I will sincerely make it up to you, I promise. But tonight, we have a very special guest. If you guys have not heard of, Monsters Unleashed, Michael Webb, he's absolutely fabulous. So he's got a father-daughter led cryptid investigation team. They founded it in 2025. They're very much boots on the ground. They were both raised in the mountains of West Virginia and grounded in, let's see here. He has investigated and report Bigfoot, Dogman, and other unexplained phenomenon across North Carolina, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So I know they do a lot of stuff out between the LBL, which is the land between the lakes. Yes, so they've really gone out there, boots on the ground, and father-daughter team seems it's very cool. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring Monster Mike out onto the stage and can let him tell you a little bit more about himself, what he does, and why he does it.
Hey, yeah, Coley. First thing I wanted to bring up is that Trisha is actually in the chat, and she is blocked still, and I believe that I am blocked from typing in your
Are
chat
you
still.
okay? Let me
Yeah,
see if and this happened had nothing to do, just so everybody knows, like, I found out about it and but let me see if I can get I wonder if I have to go to YouTube and do that. They blocked you on YouTube, is that correct?
yeah, that's probably what it is. But anyways, I am Michael Webb, known as Monster Mike from Monsters Unleashed, and I'm an author. I've got out 4 books. Um, 2 of which are children's books called Sneaky Little Sasquatch, and they're pretty good little books. I really enjoy them. I wrote them for my son. Um, Monsters Unleashed. We're getting to be a pretty good big name in the whole YouTube thing, and stuff. And I think it's from a lot of Trisha's hard work. My daughter, she puts in the work. She really does. I get to produce a lot of the videos and stuff like that, but I got to give her a shout because she works really hard to go out in the field and 16-hour days and stuff, plus the rest of our team also. But hey, it's a pleasure meeting you guys. Starfire, I hadn't met you. I've known Coley for a little bit, but haven't met you. So it's a pleasure.
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
Yeah, and
But
then Mike, why don't you just I think I'm gonna have to go on YouTube. If anybody in chat knows like how you would unblock somebody from, I'm gonna see what I can do here. It's probably gonna look like I'm froze on my end, but yeah, if you guys just want to go ahead and kind of talk about what you're doing, I can go ahead and get this fixed really quick so Trisha's allowed to get it. I couldn't apologize enough that this even
hey,
happened. So
it's okay. We understand. We understand. We all know what happened.
Mhm.
Um, but anyways, yeah, we're actually fixing to go back into the LBL this week. I'll be there this weekend and stuff. They're having a big like town hall meeting at the Golden Pond Distillery over there, and we're going to go to that and speak there. And we're really looking forward to it. and we're actually going to show some very, very, very significant evidence that we have. So we're looking forward to that too. So we've got some evidence that's probably going to change a lot of people's minds. So
What is the LBL?
the LBL is the land between the lakes. It's like over 170,000 acres.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's like the largest inland peninsula in the United States, and it's kind of surrounded by two huge lakes and stuff. It's huge, and another interesting topic about that place is that there is there's over 200 and I think it's like 270 cemeteries in there.
Oh my gosh, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
the whole place is a cemetery. You can get out of your car and walk in the woods. You find headstones everywhere.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah,
A little creepy.
yeah. It's like right there in Kentucky, Tennessee. Like you can be like 1 minute you're in Tennessee, next minute you're in Kentucky type deal. So it's
Okay.
right there on the state line. Um, it's a beautiful place. It is absolutely gorgeous, but it's absolutely dangerous at that also. So um, we've got some stuff in there that's just absolutely crazy. We never thought in a million years that we'd get. Like we went in October for 5 days, and every day we had something happen. Every day it was just mind blowing. When I left there, it took me weeks to get myself regrounded and back. I mean, it's like it was one thing after another. We got pictures, we got photos of like dog men.
Oh wow.
We got photos of
Fascinating.
Sasquatch. And if anybody's watched our channel, they'll know. I mean, Ash has been frequenting our channel, Ash's Antics there, and he's seen them too. Some people say we have some of the best photos out there. I don't know. I mean, we got them. We make sure that we go through. We spend days trying to debunk our photos before we show them to anybody. And that's important. We're just not out there just popping anything that we take. Oh, look, it looks like a footprint. Let's show that to everybody.
Right.
You know, we actually do our due diligence and go in and make sure that we're not showing something that we can't debunk.
Well, that's important, I think, is to try and debunk anything that you find yourself first, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to be your biggest skeptic, and when you see something like this, you have to think the same way your skeptics are going to think about it, and you got to go in and research it and see what you find. But I tell you what, the evidence that we have that we're going to show there this weekend, yeah, it's that good.
Are you going to be streaming that live on your channel or anything, or just recording and
No,
showing there?
we there's no cameras allowed.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things they don't want you in there recording, or I would, they don't want you in there recording. Hey, we got Trisha back.
Yeah,
Coley.
everybody should be back. So there's quite a few on there that that individual had blocked. So hopefully, if you guys
Oh.
have anybody else on your team that is not able to get in, let me know. But I'm back. So everybody's like, where did I go? As soon as I get out of the screen, it freezes me. So
Yeah,
I'm so sorry about that. That never should have happened. But unfortunately, I guess we all learned a lesson on who you can trust. So if anybody has StreamYard, if you're a content creator out there and you have StreamYard, realize that if somebody is in your StreamYard or has access to it, they possibly have access to anything you're connected to. And it can become a very big nightmare if you do not monitor it. So, yep, again,
absolutely.
I apologize. And yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah, there's only 4 people that have access to my StreamYard. Well, I don't use StreamYard. I use Restream, which it's the same thing basically. But I only have 4 people that have access to it, and I trust them 1,000,000%. Um, I mean, we do actually do three different shows out of our one StreamYard studio. So, but yeah, if they've got access and if they have admin privileges or the main password or whatever, when you're streaming, they can be set right there and they can just block everybody they want to. So it
Yeah,
gives them
and you can't
a
necessarily see it on this end if it's being done, let's
no,
say on, YouTube, or I can't see everything on this end. I'm like, "Oh gosh, that was a nightmare. That was a nightmare."
yeah, because I was going to super chat you that night. I was going to super chat you $20, and it wouldn't even let me super chat you either. So I don't know if it does now or not. Let's test that theory real quick. Super chat here. Let's go ahead and
Let me know though, there was a few other, hopefully I got all the names off there. There was like, I couldn't believe it, like 6 or 7 names, and I was like, "What is going on?" Yeah, that was really bizarre,
yeah,
bizarre.
we were the snakes in the chat. Oh, look at there.
Oh,
Look at that.
wow, and thank you, yes, I appreciate that's very nice, thank you, Mike. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
So I'm not I tried it again a couple weeks ago too, and I'm like, well shoot. I must be something's messed up. But I hadn't got a chance to get with you.
Yeah,
But
no,
but
and I just wanna
anyway,
thank real quick, PNW Rush, thank you so much for the super sticker, and Moon at Noon, thank you so much for the super sticker, and, of course, Mike, thank you.
oh yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. That's what we're here for. That's kind of one of our things with Monsters Unleashed and stuff. And my daughter and I, we believe in trying to work together with everybody. Um, that's kind of what we do. We want to share what we have and try because what we do, being in the cryptid field and stuff like that, you're always working against people's like, well, Bigfoot's not real, Dogman's not real. I mean, and stuff like that. And in order to prove that these creatures are real, we have to work together.
Right.
The one person's not going to make a difference. It's going to be us collectively. So that, I mean, we try to get along with everybody and share what we have, and go on other people's shows and invite other people to our shows. By the way, Coley, we need to get you on our show also.
Oh, yeah, I would love to come on. No, you know what? That's the only way. Like, there's people in here. I say collab, get together. Have people because there's so much. Let's tear each other down, and that's not the way it should be. I'm a
No,
team
no.
player. You can ask
Yeah,
anybody. Like, I'm always like, especially the mods in chat, like the hold the wrenches. I'm like, you know what? Always having them drop their links, or if they don't have like channels of their own, a link of a channel that they love. Go ahead and I like when that happens. So, yes. Definitely. Thank you, Trisha, so much for the super chat. It's very much appreciated. But yeah, so and to have something like that happen, and it really was shocking and alarming. And I'm just thankful that you guys reached out and told me what had happened, because that's not the way that me and our team does that. So we do
yeah,
not
yeah.
and even somebody caught it. I believe that, I think Lilith, a wrench holder,
Yes.
caught it, and she's
Mhm.
brought it to the attention. So, yeah, so way to go. I have an awesome team, very awesome team. So, without them, none of this would be possible. So, yeah. Again, I apologize. So, but
No,
yes,
it's
so
not.
go ahead and go on. I did not mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we're not worried about it, Coley. We knew it wasn't you. We knew it wasn't you when it happened. We were actually sitting there, and I'm like, hey, Coley's live. Let's all jump in and support Coley, and stuff like that. And like we showed up, and next thing you know, we got kicked out. There were snakes in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Kurt W75, that's how what my big, like, he had said something, and then it showed up like I had said it, and it was like, "There's snakes in the chat," or something like that, and Kurt's like, I saw his response, and I'm like, "I never wrote that," and so it's so weird and I was like, "What is going on here?" So, yes,
Yeah, he was typing
unfortunately.
from your StreamYard. He was typing from
Yeah.
your
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly what was happening. It's exactly what was happening, and then it was somebody that used to be on the team that told me, he's like, "Hey, I know that a bunch of us had given admin rights out, and so our shows would have been dropped on Channel 12 then. And I was like,
Mhm.
yes, that's exactly what had happened. So, yep, lesson
Yeah.
learned.
But no, I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was a pretty good show. We had a good time. Yeah, we had Swamp Dog on our show, and he did great. He really did. I feel so bad for his wife. Um, like to hear it in her voice, it's just like, Trisha, my daughter Trisha's been through some things, and like I can hear the same thing in her voice. It was so traumatic to her, and I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine being Swamp Dog trying to fight this thing off to save his wife and everything. If you don't know what's going on, evidently she was grabbed by a dogman creature, and it tried to take off with her. And he put 4 rounds into this thing with a 44 mag, and on the fourth shot, it let her go. It dropped her. So I mean, and she's traumatized from it. And it's one thing when you hear someone tell a story, but when you hear someone tell a story and you can feel the traumatization from that, what she's feeling, that that extreme, intense emotion from that, then it's 100% real. It really is. You can feel it in her voice when she talks about it.
Was she on with him last night? Is that when you guys
She
had your
was
show?
she was sitting beside him. Well, this was Saturday night. She was sitting beside him, but she did speak about it, and all I can say, we're praying for you, because what she went through with this and what they're going through now, it was it's just unbelievable.
What's happening
And
now? I'm not sure. If everybody knows he's talking about Swamp Dog, he's been on the show or was on the show before. Um,
yeah,
and they allegedly came in contact with, I think he told me, I thought he shot like two rounds had gone in. It didn't even like phase whatever they was that they were seeing. But yeah, that's right
yeah,
down in
that's what
there
he
in
said.
that same area. Him and Daryl are in the same area, I believe, in New York or Jersey. I don't. You guys, if you're from New York, I see this is why I'm not supposed to do this because they're two totally whatever I think. But he's in one of those areas that Daryl
They're in New
Denton
Jersey.
goes through. New Jersey,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, New Jersey. He's down by the Pine Barrens. Um, he's down there where the Jersey Devil lives. But yeah, I don't want to honestly go too much into it, Coley, because that's their story, and I don't want to take from them, and I don't want to get it all wrong either.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's that's good. I thought you said something was going on, so I just
oh,
thought
there
I would
is
ask. But
there's something going on. They're being visited at their on their property, and stuff like that, and it's to the point she's scared. She doesn't want to be left home alone, and it's I mean, she's terrified. She's terrified. So
well, yeah,
it's
I didn't know. I'll have
hard.
to reach out. But so is I guess in your area, where are your primary when you go out? And I knew you have a lot of stuff out at the Land Between the Lakes. Your daughter's located there, is that correct?
Mhm.
Or within
Yes,
that area?
and I have started investigating the Yari National Forest and Medoc State Park. Like, Medoc is really cool. I've got to get in there and spend some more time into it. I have 2 members of my team that are not normally on my show. I have 2 members that work with me over here, and right now they are investigating mostly Medoc State Park. It's got to be squatchy when on their brochure for the state park it says home of Sasquatch on it, and it's got a little Sasquatch right there.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, there's a
cool.
lot of reports coming out of there, so I'm interested to get in there this spring and do a bunch of camping and stuff like that. But then you have the Yari National Forest, and it's a pretty famous place for some squatchiness. Um, Hellbent Holler went in there, and they got a lot of stuff out of there, some good vocalizations and stuff. But I'm limited to what I can do down here. I don't really have a full team here in North Carolina. I'm working on that. I'm actively seeking someone that lives here in North Carolina to team up with us and go in and start doing some investigating in this area. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, you have the South Mountains down there where Jerry Millwood is, um, really squatchy. Well, basically, all in Western North Carolina is squatchy.
So you're in North. So yeah, if anybody in chat knows of a team down there in North Carolina, definitely contact Monster Mike. He's looking for people. So that's there's a lot of got into. There's a lot of people. I'll have to ask around. I thought I knew of a couple people, but I'm not sure exactly if they're how close they would be to you. But I'll keep my eye open.
I'd really like to have somebody that does this and they've been doing this themselves and they're interested in coming on board with Monsters Unleashed and being a permanent fixture with us. And, just like my daughter has her team over there, I'd like to have my team over here. And eventually I want to branch out and have Monsters Unleashed teams in, every state if I could eventually. I mean, that would be great. That really would, and put something together because, like I said, we've got to work together, or we're not going to do anything, guys. If you're out there and you are getting evidence, and then you bring it home and you sit on it and you don't show that evidence to anyone, then that evidence never means anything. You might as well not even get it. If you're not showing it to people, then it's invalid. You've got to get this evidence and you've got to put it out there to the community and let these people see this stuff. If it's real, then you shouldn't have a problem doing that. If you faked it, then yeah, I'd probably sit on it too. Because we got it. That's kind of the thing. It's breaking the fourth wall here, Coley. It's people out there faking evidence.
Oh boy, do we ever know about that around here?
Yeah.
Either that or embellishing the fisherman tale stories, or what I call them. And your stories are good enough, like your testimony is good enough, you don't have to add to it. And that's exactly what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely well aware of that. Aware of that.
But it happens a lot, a whole lot.
Oh, yes. I actually had a team take me out locally here and set it all up. And I was so mad. I was like, I can't even believe that they're attempting to do this. And it was bad. It was bad. And I would not, then after that, they never got a spot on the show. I would not do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't do that
Once
stuff.
No, then you don't air it. You don't air it at that point.
No, our show is just like your show. It's completely unscripted. We're not going off of any kind of script or anything like that. I tell my guests, hey, look, this is all you. So you make of it as you will. I'm not going to give you a script. I'm not going to give you I've had people say, well, what questions are you going to answer me? We'll have to figure it out. I'm going to listen to you and then I'm going to ask you questions. But it's the same.
Oh yeah,
like that.
There's people don't realize on the opposite end of this. Sometimes I will get something and it will say like, "Hey, you can ask this, this, and this." The person and there's like a list of questions or there's a list of topics that you can only ask, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't do that, and I don't abide by that.
And the thing of it is, Coley, usually if you're getting that, then they got something to hide.
Oh, sure.
They're hiding something. They don't want you to ask about certain things, and they're hiding something. But yeah, and in our investigation is that way too. We don't go in there now. We do like this trip that we're planning this weekend and stuff. We have put together a little thing so we can visit all the areas that we want to get into. But that's the stipulation to that is if we have time. But we've made a hit list of what we want to do, and we'll just go with that. If we have time to go to this place, if not, then we'll skip it and go to this next place. But we have all these places we want to go to, and like I'm going to be in there for 2 days, and we've probably got 30 places we want to go to. So we'll just see how it happens. Like I put out a video one of our videos. It's about going into the Russian Creek campground, and like I have photos that we took and video that we took of something that appeared to be a Sasquatch peeking out from behind a tree. I mean, it was peeking out from this tree, and we could see it moving. And Trisha and I both seen movement 4 or 5 times from different locations, like it was moving all around up into this. And as I'm staring up into there, I can see this tree, and this tree looks like it's got a freaking pterodactyl nest up inside of it. So I'm headed back in there this weekend because I want to get in and check that tree out. And it's been killing me because this was back in October when I found this. Now all the leaves are off, and I'll be able to get up in there and see a whole lot better. But that's the day that I actually saw a Sasquatch walking through the woods, and I thought it was Trisha. Because Trisha had this black long sleeve shirt on, and like I'm standing there and I'm talking to Doug and Mark Roberts, and I turned my camera off because I want to try to conserve my battery. And I'm talking to them, and I seen movement through my peripheral vision, and I look over, and I'm like, I look at it, and then I see it walking, and my mind tells me that it's Trisha. And I look at her husband, and I'm like, why is Trisha over there walking through the woods by herself? And they're like, Trisha's not over there. She went with Cindy, my wife. She went with Cindy down the road. I'm like, well, then who is that? And we look, and it's not there. But see, if I'd have had my camera running, most likely when I turned to look, I'd have filmed it. You know what I mean? And I didn't do it because my camera was off. And by the time I got my phone unlocked and got it back to my video camera and stuff, we're running down there, and I go back live. I go back videoing again as soon as we got to the woods. But the guy that we was with, he heard it when it crossed over the ridge. You could hear it crashing through the leaves and stuff. It was really high weeds, and you could hear it going through that. Then it wasn't long. I radioed Trisha, and I told her that something was headed her way because it was going down the way she was. And it wasn't long after that, her and my wife smelled it. It was a bad odor. Trisha, she said it was like a sulfur smell. She said, but it kind of left a metallic taste in your mouth.
Oh, wow.
And it's on our video that we had. We put that video out a couple of weeks back, but it's on that video, and it was kind of surreal. It really was. I was worried about her. I sent her husband down through there. He ran down to her, and I started working my way paralleling, looking down into that holler that was there to see if I could catch any movement or anything. Then after we meet back up with her, we walk down a little ways further, and that's when we catch that movement up on top of this ridge. And it wasn't just in one spot. It would be like in one spot, and the next thing you know, it would just move and it would disappear, and we'd pick it up again. And I think that there was a family of Sasquatch in there. Well, when I say a family, I believe it was a mother and some babies up in there.
Wow. So, can you tell people kind of what you're looking for, or how you go in there? I guess if you're looking to find some of this, people who have not been out looking for Bigfoot.
Well, I'll tell you this: you get a lot of people that they say, "I've hunted those woods for 30 years and I've never seen nothing." Well, you've got to be looking for it. Okay, you could go in there and hike every day, every week for years and maybe not see anything because you know what? You're not looking for it. So you have to be looking for movements. Small movements is what you're really looking for, because if these things are locked in on you and they're looking from behind a tree and they're moving and stuff, it's going to be small movements. They're not going to be standing out there, "Hey, I'm over here." It's going to be small movements. You're going to look for You're going to be looking for abnormal footprints. You want to be looking for something large in size, something that looks humanoid. It's going to have toes, most likely. Um, it's when I say abnormal, I'm talking 18 inches to 23 inches, something like that. Usually around 8 to 9 inches wide at the heel. And I mean, these are big feet. That's where it gets its name. These are some big old footprints. You're going to be looking for those. Um, you're going to be looking for signs of bowed trees that like shouldn't be bowed. You know, it's just going to be a tree right there, and something's got a tree, and they've got it bowed over, and it's hooked on something. And it's holding it that way. You're going to be looking for X's and everything. They mark their trails with X's. They
Like
mark
what
their
type
trail.
of rocks are they using? Like sticks, or I guess what have you seen them use to with the X's? I've seen some stuff too. I've seen the bowed trees. I've seen like the stick structures and things like that. But I think it's like really important because a lot of people don't realize like if they're perfectly cut and not they don't look like they've been snapped off, it's most likely not Bigfoot. There's just like certain telltale signs of that this
And
might
then
not be or
you get people that are fake these things too. If people know they're in an area that people Sasquatch in, then they'll go in and they'll break off trees or cut trees or something. But yeah, if it's a cut tree, then it's probably not real. But you're gonna get trees as far as X's and stuff. I've seen some huge trees. You got to think these things are strong. Like we have well, I haven't personally seen them, but there's been people out there that's had these huge trees. They're like 16 inches, and these things have been pushed over. Like some of these old trees that have been pushed over that still have root balls to them, and they've been picked up and turned upside down and shoved into the ground where the roots are on the top. Um, Rocks, you're going to be looking for stacked rocks up in areas that there shouldn't be any kind of stacked rocks. If you see some right on the trail, then I'm going to say most likely it was a hiker or somebody that stacked those rocks. But if you're walking up through the middle of the woods itself and you see like a little pile of stacked rocks, then yeah, be looking around that area. Look for tree bows and X's and just any kind of tree formations that's not natural to the environment. Because they will build like TP style tree structures that they can get up in for coverage because they're they're uh, they're hunting and they can get inside of that and it breaks up their uh, form for animals and stuff so they can go out and ambush them.
Do you think the skunk smell is, or the smell is a skunk ape? Someone had asked that. Matthew, something or other asked.
A skunk ape is what they call a Sasquatch in Florida.
Okay.
They call them swamp apes down there. They call them skunk apes and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a smell that has been associated with Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Some people describe it differently, but it stinks to high heavens.
And
It
isn't
really stinks.
sulfur more associated with demonic things too? Like I've heard like demons or demonic things being associated with sulfur. So it's funny that that's what you smelled. But what do you think you saw that day?
I know what I saw that day. I know I seen after I realized, like I said, when I first seen it, my mind told me it was Trisha, and I don't know why. I honestly do not know why, because this thing was so big. But I was talking to I was talking to my son-in-law and Mark Roberts, and like I said, I seen it. I seen something move through my peripheral vision. I looked at it, and I watched it for a good 4 seconds. I looked at it and I seen it walking, and I said, "What's Trisha walking down there by herself for?" It immediately told me that it was Trisha. My mind did, and then after the fact, when they said Trisha walked down the road, I remembered seeing Trisha and my wife walk down the road.
Right.
And then like it was clear in my mind what I just saw. And like I mean, oh, it was something. It really would. It really was. We were coming out of there that day, and I told Trisha, I said, I said, I can't say that the tooth fairy's not real because all my life people have said, well, Sasquatch is not real. Sasquatch is not real. Well, then they say the tooth fairy's not real, and they say Santa Claus is not real. Okay, but I just seen a real life creature walking through the woods that I was taught all my life wasn't real.
Right.
So I mean, this Christmas I was watching for Santa Claus to fly over the house because you just don't know.
I feel that. I feel that. I do.
Yeah,
Putting
yeah.
out
I mean,
cookies with my kids, and I'm like, okay, he might come this year because I believe in
yeah,
him.
he might just show up because
Yeah, I know. You know what I say to people? I'm like, if you ever don't, they're like, how could a mass amount of people partake in a lie? I said, if you got a kid around the age 5, 6, send them around your neighborhood, ask door to door, and see if it's like Santa Claus is real, and see what they tell them, and we'll find out how it could be done.
yeah. My wife told me this year. She's like, this past Christmas may have been our last Christmas with Santa Claus. I have a 9-year-old boy at home, and he's one of these kids that he still believed in Santa Claus and all this stuff, and you try to hang on to that for as long as you can. But she said that he mentioned something the other day that he really questioned if he was really real or not. So it's probably not going to happen this year.
Yeah.
He's a smart kid, and he's a smart kid, but I think that he's known, and my wife still wants to believe. It is what it is. I mean, it's easier on me,
It's a
but
magical experience with them, though, waking up and them seeing everything, and it's like, oh, that you get to live vicariously through them, So yeah, I
but
understand.
it,
I get
but
that
it
part of it
kills me.
too. I know that hard. That was hard. That was hard.
It kills me though because I sit there and I watch them open all these expensive gifts that I put from Santa Claus on, and I'm like, yeah. My wife has to catch me all the time because I'll open my mouth and about it or something, and she'll be like, "You mean Santa got that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I meant."
Yeah. I
That's
figured it out so
emotional. Yeah.
early. Yeah, I wish I hadn't, but like some of the stuff though, it is because it crosses, and I think they kind of, make a mockery out of it, and it's so when I see stuff in Hollywood too, I'm like, it's not, especially in the ET that I mean, I know that very well. I know Maya does too. It's not the same as what they show you in the movies. It's not, Bigfoot's not the same. I think he's better portrayed in the movies than the rest of them, but still, on how they move, how they maneuver, how you communicate, just how you know that they're there and things like that. I've heard Carl Supp. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's got a lot of great stuff. Of course, Bigfoot Michigan Rob has some phenomenal stuff too. On like doing that. So if there's any too, I was going to tell you if there's any pictures or anything you wanted to share, Mike, you'd be more than happy to do that if you want to share your screen or whatever. Because I know you like to go through pictures and things that maybe show people, so it's easier for our audience or listeners that don't know exactly what like the
See exactly what I have on this computer because I have some things on here that I cannot share until this weekend. Let me see what I have here.
And yeah, banter with Richie B. He's got some great stuff out there too. So definitely, you guys follow and support one another. Definitely.
I can do this. I can get my daughter maybe to send me some of my pictures really quick. Trisha, if you're still in the chat, could you? Yeah, she's still in here. Could you shoot me some of our pictures, Ed, Bones, stuff like that through Facebook, please?
If she wants a link to come on, she's more than welcome to.
No, Trisha,
but I know yeah, she's definitely more than welcome to. You could forward her that link that I sent to you. I know you guys are definitely a team, but I've seen your show, so I know you're big on showing like pictures and stuff like that. So I just
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
let you know that's an option.
I love showing them. I really do. Um, I'm waiting for her to see if she's going to send me something here. Um, I'm not sure she's paying attention. Let me look again here. I'm sure I have something on here that I can share.
Well,
And
yeah, I just didn't know that, too, and kind of going through what equipment do you take down with you or take out with you when you go?
well, when we first started out back in October, I was filming with my cell phone. You know, iPhone, iPhone 14. I was filming with it, and it does a great job. But what I found is that the zoom capabilities on these phones is not very good. So now I've probably sunk in $5,000 or $6,000 into the equipment, and we have some really good cameras now, and we have some good infrared cameras. Um, I've got a really really nice drone um, that I can fly either VR or just whatever. It takes really good 8K photos, 4K video. Um, yeah, Trisha is sick right now. She says she's on her laptop. So that's me. I don't keep a lot of stuff on my laptop, and
Sure.
but yeah, there's a photo there. Okay, let me share my screen here. Just give me a moment.
That's okay. Yeah, definitely.
What happened here? Okay, share screen. I'm going to move this over here because I can't give away all everything. Um, ah, we'll show Superman here.
And I wanted to thank you, T-Bone. I really appreciate it. He sent a super chat earlier. I must have missed it when I was looking for that. So thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you there,
And then
T-Bone.
gonna add. Oh, we
So
got Superman.
we have Superman there. He's the man of steel. Let me make sure this is the right photo here real quick. That is not the right photo. Oh, okay. So I can show these.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get the other one.
I mean, I know Superman's cool and all. He just didn't look like a Bigfoot. So
Yeah.
let me know when you're ready to add it. I'm always like, oh gosh, make sure what you have on your computer first
Yeah.
before we do it.
I have it up there. This is a trail cam photo.
Let me get
And
this.
this was back in December's trail cam photo. I wanted you to look. That's not even the first one. Let me get the first one up here. Let's pop it over here. Okay, so this is the first one, and in this photo you can see a coyote here. Okay, you can see this coyote in the photo. But what's crazy is that this area right here, this tree.
That's
You
what I
see,
saw.
you see this blur right here, and it blocks this tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have thousands of photos from this 12 trail camera that I've taken of deer and stuff like that, and I've never had this happen. And even over here is darker than it should be. Okay, so the thing of it is, like, you have this photo. This is at 9:37 p.m. on the 28th. Okay, so this photo here is at 10:16 p.m. on the 28th. Now the coyote is gone. This is still here. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, hold on. All the deer was on the other screen. This was at 6:39 a.m.
Oh, wow.
This was the
Wow.
same night. Okay. The same night. It wasn't raining. It wasn't foggy. You could see the pictures clearly and stuff like that. This is the same night, and that's still. I mean, that's kind of weird. And it started with this coyote. And what makes the coyote important is that we have started to realize that we are getting a lot of coyotes and stuff like that are I believe the dog men are kind of running in a pack with the coyotes. I really do. I believe like they may be running in as like the alpha of the packs of some of these coyotes. I know it sounds kind of weird, but we've talked to a lot of people about it. And like we have several videos that there was like the coyotes would start, but it was normally like that first howl that was completely different than from all the rest of the howls. Um, and it was just, let's see here. Let me take my screen share off real quick if you don't mind there, Coley.
Sure,
But
sure.
we have those sounds, and Trisha's sending me a bunch of stuff right now.
Bing.
Yeah. Save image. Save image.
Just let me know when you're ready for me to.
Okay. Yeah, y'all just I'm trying to get through these. She hooked me up, I can say that.
So, is it your experience that the Bigfoot Sasquatch creatures that you have run into or seen are more of like the spirit form or maybe interdimensional? Like, what is your theory on this?
Well,
How's it spirit?
I have to say that I'm starting to really lean towards a lot of portals.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that, because there's some weird stuff that's going on, and these things are dang, go on, Trisha, how many pictures did you send me? I even got a video for you. Okay, here we go. That'll work. Trisha, that's enough photos.
That's hilarious. That's enough, Trisha. He does.
Yeah. Let me get some of these opened over here. But we're starting to believe in portals, and honestly, I believe that they're using these portals to get around. And like I seen what I believe to have been a dog man in the LBL on our first day in there. We were talking, and like I'm talking to these guys, and from way back into the woods, I seen something big, and it was like a silverish gray. It moved from one tree to the other, and I said something about it, and we ran straight into there, and there was nothing there. And I know what I saw. I mean, I don't know what I saw, but I know I seen this thing, and it moved from one tree to the other. I wasn't seeing things.
Right.
But it never went any further, and then it was gone. And like I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. But then my wife got a picture that day, if I can find it here. Okay. All right, cool.
Did you want me to add that to the stage, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead and add it to the stage. My wife got this photo when we were coming out, and my wife's job is to get to take photos. I mean, that's her sole job is just to take photos and stuff. And she's snapping these photos and stuff. And like when we get back to Trisha's house, we're going through what we have, and we're like, what the heck is that? So we zoom it in as far as we can zoom it in, and you can kind of make it out. So we screenshotted it and we zoomed into it closer, and we got this photo. I mean, what's it look like to you guys? It's not a bear. Anybody
Oh,
says it's
whoa.
a
I
bear,
can just see it pop right out. I can see the nose and it looks like a dog man. Is that what I'm
yeah.
seeing?
If anybody, I challenge anybody that says it's a bear to go and look at an actual picture of a bear. A bear has short, rounded ears. Okay, and this thing obviously has long, pointed ears. You can see eye sockets. You can see a muzzle. You can see arms. You can see its arms. I mean, so I mean, gosh, I don't know. I can't say definitively that's what it is. And here I am. I'm looking at your screen and I'm trying to move. But I mean, that's not the only thing that we've took. This photo was taken by accident, okay? But so was this photo.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
wow.
You can see the head here. You see the body. Well, if you look up in here, there's another one up in here too. There were two of them walking that day. I
Wow.
mean, you have this photo here. And by the way, she didn't send me the photo of this not being there, but we have this very same photo taken on like another day where they went in there and she completely lined up this shot. I mean, the shot is almost absolutely exact, and that wasn't there. You tell me what that is. If you've ever seen one of these big round hay bales, they're about 4 foot tall, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then so you got something sticking another 3 or 4 foot up above it in the background. You have something 7, 8 foot tall there. And then I mean you have this. We call him Bones. This was taken in Martin Grove's attack site, the very same place where he was attacked by a dog man. We've got this. And the funny thing about this is in our day 2 video that we have, I get a knock not 30 feet beside of me. Okay. It scares the crap out of me in the video if you can't tell. But I get this knock and like on my video, I flip my phone around to selfie mode because I'm walking out of there. I sent that later that evening. I sent my video to Rob Effler with North Carolina Investigates. He calls me back and he's like, Mike, over your left shoulder, you have movement. So like Trisha runs straight into the computer and starts going through that video. And we caught this thing's foot moving. Okay. And upon further investigation of the leaves and stuff, you could see an outline that looked to be something cloaked in that, but its foot wasn't. You can see its foot in the bottom part of its leg. Okay. So my wife was coming out of the woods. Well, she seen me, and where they were coming out, they were far over to the right of me on the backside of that ridge. When she come around and she seen me way down in that bottom and everything, and she's snapping pictures. Well, this photo right here was in that picture that she snapped. And I was directly down in this bottom down here below this thing. And I have the front side of this that looks completely cloaked. It's crazy. But then, I mean, then you have this photo. You have this photo of something. It's got the conical shaped head. It's looking out from around beside the tree. I mean, it got some good stuff. Here's like Trisha's photo. This photo right here. Okay, this was taken. It was a good 3/4 of a mile. They were up on this. She was in West. This was taken in West Virginia. She's up on this overlook, looking down at the river and stuff. You can see the river down here. And she sees this thing something walking down beside the railroad tracks, and she watches it and. So she's taking her phone, snapping pictures, but this is as far as she could zoom in. And it stops there. Well then, Trisha, I really wish you'd have sent me the better picture of this.
Send more pictures, Trisha.
I need to get yeah, because we have a better picture. But you can see it here, and in the other photo, you can see its head. You can see its arms. You can see the freaking shine off of its nose. Okay, it's clearly setting down on the ground. Hopefully, she sends me that photo because I'd really like to show that one to you.
And then somebody asked, have you seen any of these with your naked eye? Like, let's say before you got, or do you have more video, I guess, of them too? They were asking.
Well, I seen that Sasquatch in Russian Creek in the LBL with my naked eyes. Trisha saw this one with her naked eyes, and just tune in after Saturday. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, so Local Squatch, I guess, are releasing some information on Saturday. So tune in on Saturday if you wanted to see that. They were asking to see if you were able to see, because a lot of times, it is hard to spot. They do blend in. They are very much, like elusive to any sort of getting picture or having their picture taken, cameras around, anything like that. So
yeah, if you're going to get photos of these things, you're going to get them by accident. I mean, normally they're watching you. They know what your camera does. They're not these creatures are not stupid. Okay. They're watching you. If you're pointing stuff around and all that stuff, as soon as you put that down, that's when they're going to make their move. And like, so a lot of these photos they call them blob squatches because they're just blurry photos of these creatures and stuff. But that's because people are catching them from great distances away, and they've got to zoom into these creatures, and they're getting blurry photos. That one there with Trisha in West Virginia that I showed it to where it was zoomed out. But we have a better copy of it zoomed in where you can clearly make it out and stuff. It's been told that that's probably the best photographic evidence of a Sasquatch to ever come out of West Virginia. So now this photo right here, this photo has the same timestamp on the camera. Okay, I have the timestamp copies of that. These are side by side, but like Trisha was taking video and stuff, and you know how like when you're on your phone when you're taking video, you can hit the button and take snapshots too, right? Well, she held it in and it took like 2 snapshots, and so these have the same timestamp, but they are different. If you can see here, this one here and this one here, and they're the same. They're basically the same time. So it had peaked in and peaked right and went back. You know what I mean? Just some crazy stuff. Now she sent me a video here. Let me see what this video is. I think this video you might like. Get it to play. Be out there. Oh, this is her TikTok. Watch this video for the orbs. Is there anybody out there? Yeah.
I saw
play it
a couple of
again.
them.
Be out there. Anybody out there? It's crazy.
Definitely.
We have another. You can take me off there, Chloe, now if you'd like.
There you go.
We have another video. It's going to be one of our future videos here pretty soon, actually, of an orb that. Why is my okay? We have a video of an orb that that they got on camera And this thing, like, on my screen at home, I run 4K monitors, and they're large. Each one of my screens are 32-inch round, curved 4K screens. And I'm watching this video, and it's like I can see something in the trees move. Then all of a sudden, this orb comes out of the tree, and it lingers there for a second, and it takes off in like a 45-degree angle. It comes out, it stays there stationary, then it just takes off. So I'm trying to slow that down. So I put it on my computer and I slow the video down. Now it was dead quiet. They were standing there. I mean, nobody was talking. There was no noises. And when I slowed that video down to 50%, that orb emits a sound. And it's a weird freaking sound. It's really weird. And we're going to have it in our video too. I've never seen anything like it myself. And yeah, it was something different. But so that's some of my pictures. I mean, you know, guys, you can catch one of our shows. I show pictures about every show. That's kind of one of my big things. I like to when I get my guests on there, I let them talk about themselves. I'll let them talk about themselves, and they'll tell us their story and all this stuff. And then I start smacking them with evidence. You know, hey, well, look at this. You know, look at this. You know, to show them what we have. And like, I like to watch their mouth drop. I really do. And that happens almost every show I do it with. They'll be like, I can't believe that. That's some of the best photos. And I don't know. I mean, I get some kind of satisfaction out of that, just being able to show them those photos and everything, because we try to put as much as we can in videos, you know, and people see our videos and stuff like that. But a few of them, I pause the screen and pop the photo up there of what we got and stuff like that. But it's when you're showing it live to somebody, and it's just like you can see it blowing their mind when they see these photographs and everything. It's just awesome. There's nothing like it on this planet.
Oh yeah. Do you have anything like the stick structures, or I have a few I'd like to definitely get your opinion on. It is too, and the smell, I guess, are there different smells for different cryptids, do you think? Like, are certain, because I've smelled the Bigfoot, and it was like, well, that's what they told me I was smelling anyway, but it was just horrendously like horrible, like manure combined. I mean, it was really bad, and it just kind of would woof on through. But I didn't know if different cryptids had different smells.
The Sasquatch smell is the only thing that I'm, you know, kind of like even remotely familiar with. I mean, if any of the other cryptids have smells, I don't really know anything about that, to be honest with you. You know, so far, like you know, we started this thing out late last year. Monsters Unleashed formed late last year, and the only thing that we have really, really, truly investigated was Bigfoot, Dogman, and some paranormal. I haven't really dug into some of these other cryptids yet. I can't wait to. I mean, it's all going to come in due time. But to be honest with you, this Dogman has really, it's been more Dogman research than it has anything. He's kind of like scratched an itch that we've had, and you know, and stuff, and all the Sasquatch stuff has just been a bonus, because the LBL is so it is so busy in there, you know, with these creatures and stuff. And you know, and it's not only Sasquatch, Dogman that they're getting in there. They're getting crawlers. It's been told that there's some kind of creature in there that has an owl-like face. I mean, just a lot of different creatures in the LBL that it's kind of weird. My question is why? Why are they all in this one little place? And it makes you kind of think that there's some government conspiracy there. You know, I don't want to sound like the crazy person. Well, I guess I kind of am because I'm here talking about Bigfoot and Dogman. But, you know, this is an area that the government owns. They took this land from these people. Over 800 families were displaced from there when they took this land. They claimed eminent domain on this over 170,000 acres. Okay, at that time, because you account for the land that the lakes flooded and stuff like that too. I mean, well over 170,000. But so they took this and then they only used the land that they flooded. Okay, so you got 170,000 acres that comes right up through there, and they kicked all those people off of that property. Why? My question is why? They were going to make it into this big old destination thing where all kinds of stuff, and that they were going to have in there, and they promised the communities and all stuff they were going to have all this stuff, and they never did anything with it. They built some campgrounds and a couple boat docks and stuff like that, and then they went back in and tore down a bunch of those. And so you go into this place now, and it's a wasteland. It truly is. Now, they do have a lot of hunters that come in there and hunt that area. But was that something that was worth displacing over 800 families for, so somebody to have some place to go and hunt? So, I mean, I have questions. And now all these cryptids are in there, you think about the report of the massacre that happened in there, where a family of 4 got killed in their camper back in 1982. And some people say it didn't happen. Some people say it did happen. There is one gentleman that spoke up and said he's a survivor of that. Wow. And I haven't talked to him. He has a YouTube channel, but I'm not going to shout it out. But I mean, there's just a lot of weird stuff that's happened in there.
I wonder what the area is. It's more than that. There's paranormal stuff that occurs there too. Is that correct? It's very. Do you know if it's near like Native American grounds or?
Oh yes, absolutely. There's burial mounds in there.
Oh,
I mean, the Native Americans were in there when the white man took it from them.
Okay, and, that makes sense. Definitely.
And some people say that these dogmen are a curse from the Native Americans for them taking that land. I don't know. I mean, I'm just touched on the research in that area. I'm in the middle of writing a book about it, and the book's titled Predator Unknown. Land Between the Lakes, Predator Unknown, and I'm 12 chapters into it. But the whole world, like you said, there, Moon at Noon. This whole world lives on stolen land.
Absolutely.
I mean, right now I'm sitting on stolen land right now. All that happened. That happened a long, long time ago, and I feel bad about it. That they would go and do stuff like that, but it did happen.
But it does seem though, like, and it's hard to ask because I remember I had. When Seth Breedlove was on, I was like, and I said, no, I understand that this was never our land before we got here, but it seems near the burial grounds that there is, that they're very protective or protected.
Yeah,
I don't know that. Yes. So that's what I meant by that, but
that's where you get a lot of dogman stuff. That's where you're getting a lot of dogman stuff is burial grounds, cemeteries. Like if you go back and you look at all the dogman reports and stuff like that, about 90% of them are near a cemetery.
Yes.
And it's really weird.
Is there any military bases around that area?
Absolutely. You have Fort Campbell that's less than an hour away.
Okay.
North of it. It's less than an hour away, which Fort Campbell is huge. And there's another fort there too. I don't remember the name of it. If Trisha's in chat, maybe Trisha can give me the name of that other base that's up that way. I'm trying to find my stuff here. I was trying to bring back up my chat so I could see the chat, but I believe I might have just accidentally closed it. Oh well, it is what it is.
So there's a
But
possibility of hidden military laboratories underground, and then these things maybe. I mean, that's a theory that I've
yeah,
heard.
it's a theory. Um, there's a lot of theories floating around that area for the LBL. Of what they have buffalo. They moved buffalo in there, and they moved elk in there, and they keep them in big enclosures, in big pens. Okay, they didn't put them in there for them to run freely, which they probably wouldn't want the buffalo running freely, but they could have established elk into that area, for hunters and stuff. But they're keeping this stuff in enclosures and everything, the big bison and all that stuff, and that's one of the things. Is that a food source for them? One of the real important things is that I noticed when I was in there back in October is, I live in an area that there's wild hogs, wild boar, and I'm a hunter. Okay, and we're told if you see a wild boar, you kill it. Okay, because they're so invasive, and they can have so many babies a year and all this stuff, and they want you to kill them. No matter if you're going to eat them or not, you kill them. Well,
Wow.
in the LBL, they're inundated with these wild boar. It's like every time I step foot into the woods, I'm seeing where these wild hogs are tearing up the land. Okay, and they're just everywhere. Trisha's got a video one night, and there was well over 100 of these pigs in this ditch. Well, the thing about it is, you go in there to hunt, you're not allowed to kill these pigs. Yeah. I mean, every state that I know that has these wild hogs, they want you to kill them. Okay, Texas, Louisiana, Florida. I mean, even West Virginia has them, and they kill them. There's an open season one.
Even California, and
Yeah.
we're like the most. Yeah.
But when you go into the LBL hunting or whatever, you're not allowed to kill these pigs. Okay. Now they bring in helicopters, and they go in there every year, and they eradicate these things, and they shoot them, and they just let the bodies lay. That's always after hunting season, right before it starts getting really cold. Okay. What are they feeding? They're killing all these pigs, and they're doing it at that time of the year. What are they feeding?
That's a good question. I know when you were talking before, like I've heard Bigfoot Michigan Rob, he was talking, I can't remember what area, if it was in Michigan, but they were going out to these islands and they were underground, and they thought that there were government like testing sites for things like Dogman, and you don't know how much of it like is being replicated, that would be my
Yeah.
concern, that is definitely a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Coley, can you give me one moment here? I have to run to the restroom real quick. I hate it. I'm diabetic, and it's just rough.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I'll pull you down for right now. Just when I see you come back, you can go ahead. But wow, yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Like with people, like I think too, if you haven't been out there, it's I've been out there a few times, but in the beginning, I didn't understand like the tree knocking or the smells or the sounds, or you kind of have to have like one of those keen eyes, but it definitely seems like it's really near those burial grounds. Definitely.
And I wonder if some of these things are, in fact, spirits of dead Bigfoot, too. Like the thing he just showed us, that looked like a spirit to me.
Yeah, you do see a lot of the paranormal stuff that too. That's what I was seeing, a lot of that too. Definitely.
Yeah.
You got your back.
Yeah, appreciate it. I did wash my hands, guys.
No, we were gonna ask, but
But yeah, the spirit things that you were talking about and stuff. We actually, on our third day in there, we teamed up with Night Vision Paranormal, and we went to this cemetery, and it was Downs Cemetery. And like, We had a K2 meter, and we had another K2 that beeped, and it beeped and it would change colors and stuff, And then we had an Ovulus box. And Obvious Box is kind of like this, those spirit apps you can get on your phone.
Yeah,
And
I'm a ghost hunter, so I'm definitely like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to explain it to some of the audience.
yes.
But so we had the Ovulus and we had two K2 meters. One was just a little cheap one with the lights that would go over, and stuff like that. Well, we set those up on a headstone, and we had the Ovulus on the top, and then like we had a K2 at the bottom on each side, okay, which all of them are well within the distance they needed to be apart to affect each other.
What I was going to say before is, do you want to kind of explain, like, the K2 meter is more like an EMF reader,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That measures this stuff. So yeah, it's measuring the electromagnetic field is kind of just what I was explaining. But yeah, and the Ovulus is more like it generates. Is that AI the one that you use? Because it generates words, correct?
Yeah, but how it works though, how it works is that it does have a random word generator in it, but it is triggered by EMF.
Yes.
So when it gets EMF, when it gets some kind of EMF, it triggers it to speak the word that it's at that point. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's completely random, and it has a huge dictionary inside of it. And it just generates those words. I mean, it's completely rolling those words. When it gets triggered, it stops on that word and it says that word and puts it on the screen. So we had those set up on this headstone, and we're still setting up the whole camp, because we were putting up a big canopy because it was going to rain that night and stuff. And the first thing that the Ovulus box said was casket. Okay, yeah, we're in a cemetery. There's caskets there. So we kind of like not paying attention to it because we're trying to get everything set up and stuff. Well, after we got there and we sat down with it, the next thing that it gave us was the name Ed. Okay, Ed. Okay, that's just a random name or whatever. And then someone said, well, is there an Ed buried here? So we have this book that shows most of the cemeteries that are in the LBL, and it gives the names of the people that are buried in these cemeteries. So we flipped to that cemetery. Guess what the name of that cemetery was?
What's that?
Edward Downs Cemetery.
Oh, wow.
And it gave us the name Ed. So we looked around and we actually found Edward Downs' grave there and everything, and
Wow.
and everything. So we paid some respects to his grave and everything, and we're going back, and it'd been a little while. It gave us a bunch of stuff, but the important thing is that all three of these boxes, although they were separated, were all going off at the same time. It wasn't just getting something on one of them and then something on the other one later on or something like that. It's like the K2 meters would go off when they would go off. And I'm not talking about just going off. You said you're going to go something, Coley. So K2 will go like the yellow, whatever, and stuff. No, this was going and spiking to plumb over the red, okay? And the one that beeps and changes colors was going to the red. They were singing, going crazy. And then the Ovulus would give us a word, okay? It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. And evidently, it was the weirdest thing they'd ever seen, too, because they had bought this Obvious box, and they're like, well, we're not sure how we feel about this thing. It's never gave us much, And then this night, this thing just sings like a canary. And it tells us mad group. It says mad group. So we started asking the questions. Well, is the group of people that are buried here, are they mad at us for being here? It doesn't do anything. And I'm like, I ask it, well, whatever's out in these woods, is a group of them mad at us for being there? And the K2 meters start going off again. And then it says raid. I'm like, okay. And the girl that's with us, she's like, are we going to get raided? And the thing goes off. Okay. The K2 meters start going off when she asked that question. So, like, then it says beckon. Well, throughout the night, I had been doing these howl calls, these really loud howls. And the guy, Mark Roberts, he was with us, and he's like, your howls are a beckon to them? And I'm like, okay. And they're like, how? And everybody's pointing at me saying how, So I let off this howl. And as soon as I'm done, there's a noise from beside of us. And on the video that we have there, you can hear it sounds like a little click or something. I'm like, y'all hear that? And then the woods just fire off from down below us. These coyotes or whatever it was just started howling like crazy.
Wow.
This thing had told us that we were about to be raided by evidently these coyotes.
Yeah, that's the worst part. I've been out there with packs of coyotes before. I was like, oh God, I'm in the car, backing it up.
Yeah, the Sasquatch is extremely interesting. It's some people devote their whole life to studying these creatures. And I guess I'm blessed because they'll study their whole life and never see an inkling of what I've seen so far, and everything, which leaves us to, you talk about the paranormal and stuff. It leads us to that I believe that there's something about myself and my daughter that these creatures are attracted to. Okay. Now, they say if you have an M in the palm of your hand, you can see that M there, right?
Mm-hmm. I have
say
to.
you have it, okay, then that you're gifted. You have some kind of special gift.
The right hand, left hand. Where are you seeing this? I gotta look now.
Both of them. Both of mine have it. I have M in both of my hands. But
like, if you look at it just like this way, I've got.
Look on the camera right there.
Look at it with your pinky towards you.
Oh yeah, I do. It's like
okay. So they say that you're gifted some way. You have a gift. Okay. Now I have it in both hands. All of my children have it in both hands. But I have a pentagram in this one under the M, and you can't really see it too good on camera. Let's see here. Right there. Do you see that little pentagram? You have to look at it. It's right in the V of the M there.
No, I'm having a hard time seeing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this camera to focus in on it. Right there. I can see it myself right there. It's right where the M has the V in between the two M's. It's right there.
Oh, I see it kind of now. Yeah, I see the side of it.
Yeah, I have a pentagram in mine, which is weird. Okay, I've yet to find anybody that really give me any true aspect on that. I've thought about going to a palm reader and say, "Hey, look at this shit."
This is me.
Do you have anybody in chat? We have a very diverse chat. Anybody in chat know anything about it? I don't know.
Coley, can you put the chat back up on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it's not back. Okay. Yeah, because I closed mine, and I've been wondering who was saying this guy's crazy.
Can you
But
see the chat? I'm surprised you can see that little chat from where
yeah,
there's no way I can see it.
yeah, I can see it. Well, my screen, I got 17-inch screen, so. But yeah, I mean, so that's a thing. I mean, who else do you know that has a freaking pentagram? To have the M is one thing, okay, but it's fairly common because there's a lot of gifted people out there. But some people just have a V in their hand. But to have the M with a pentagram attached to it, shit, I ain't never heard anything like that before.
Yeah,
But-
you'll have to go and have that looked at by a palmule and let us know what they say. Have you Googled this, Mike? I feel like this is a Googleable moment right here.
Yeah. I mean, kind of worried. I go and show it to somebody. The next thing you know, they kidnap me and want to sacrifice me or something. I mean,
What hand is it on? I gotta look. I mean, this is
Well, now it's out there, so
yeah.
gird your loins.
and trust me,
It was
people,
nice
I'm
knowing
not,
you, Mike. It was nice knowing you.
I'm not evil. I'm like the completely opposite of evil. I try to help
No, I
everybody.
know
I try
that.
to be a good person.
What
But-
I think of is the elements, the 5 elements, and you having that in your hand, and then that would bring us right back to some of the theories about Sasquatch. So maybe you were always meant to delve into this. You know.
Okay, I looked it up. It's a pentagram or star shape formed by intersecting lines within the M pattern of the palm, formed by the heart, head, life, and fate lines, is generally considered a rare, significant marking. Often symbolizes heightened intuition, leadership, or intense, focused energy. It's a complex, driven personality rather than a simple predicting future of events. So
Yeah.
I'll send
I
you
don't
my
know.
bill. Joking.
That's $500. No.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that these things are attracted to me, and I passed it to Patricia. And the reason I say this is, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard my story or not, and we don't have time for me to tell it because it's pretty freaking long. But throughout my life, I've been surrounded by death and despair. Okay, my whole childhood, I was like, well, from the time that I was 6 years old, I was surrounded by death. My father in the 80s, my father got colon cancer. And we lived with my grandmother. My grandmother was an invalid. She was in bed. She couldn't do anything for herself, so we had to take care of her. Well, when my father got cancer and he started getting bad, I was a 9-year-old little boy taking care of my father, taking care of my grandmother. Then I had my baby brother that was 5. I had to take care of him. Plus, I went to school. And so a lot of times I didn't even get to go to school because my dad was having a bad day. And, and he couldn't do anything. So when my father passed in December of 84, we went back to my mother. And my mother was married to this guy. And he lived on this little dirt road in West Virginia, in a little town called Thurman, West Virginia. But we lived in this little house. Well, my backyard was a cemetery. Directly behind our house was a cemetery. And Trisha's here in chat. She can say what I'm telling is the truth. So, like, I'm a kid. I'm going outside with my Matchbox cars to play. Guess where I'm playing at? I'm playing in the cemetery. I'm laying on the ground playing Matchbox cars over tombstones and headstones and all this stuff, and it wasn't abnormal to me whatsoever. These were old cemeteries.
Sure.
Well, then, like, the river was right behind our house. You had to cross the railroad tracks and you could go over to the river. So we fished a whole lot. And you had to walk through a cemetery to get to the river. Okay. And so I played in the cemeteries. The house that I lived in when I was with my dad before he died, we had a cemetery right next door to our house. We lived by this church, and the church had this big, huge cemetery, and our house sat right there, right beside the cemetery. I guess at one point the church owned our house, and But so I was surrounded by that throughout my whole childhood, and I had a lot of weird experiences go on, and they're in my books, guys. If you'd like to, you've got the images from my books there, Coley. If you wouldn't mind showing them.
Yeah, I'll pull those up there for you. If you could just give me a minute, they'll grab those.
You can find my books on Amazon. I sell them on Amazon. It's Echoes in the Hollows by Michael Webb and In the Shadows of These Mountains by Michael Webb. My story is in there, and it talks about what happened when I was a kid. We actually had one night, we had something hit the underside of the house from under the crawl space, and it hit with a force that was so great that we had this big, huge coal and wood stove in our living room, and it knocked that thing off the floor about 6 inches. And then it split the floorboards of the floor. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And then right after that, that's when the rocks started to appear in our yard, right across from our bedroom window in our side yard. We started getting 3 rocks, and you could get rid of the rocks, and the rocks would come back. It got to the point where we just started cutting around them when we were cutting grass, because it didn't do no good to get rid of the rocks. You would move them, something would put them back, and it was some weird stuff. And if you move the rocks, now it didn't happen if one of us boys moved the rocks, but if my stepfather moved the rocks, we'd get our house slapped like all night long, all night long.
Oh, that's wow.
This is what got me into the whole Bigfoot thing. Was all this stuff, and it was something. It really was. Now, mind you, I'm not telling the whole story here. Is that I grew up in a very abusive home. When my stepfather beat us boys pretty good and pretty regular. Okay. So there was not only child abuse going on, there was also domestic battery, because he beat my mom really bad too. He was an alcoholic, and he was just a mean old bastard. And
Sorry
like,
that happened.
yeah, I'm over it. He's in hell now, so that's what matters to me. Yeah, there's one of my books.
Yeah,
Echoes
got
in the
him.
Hall.
Which one did you want me to pull up? You've got
Well, you can show them all there if you want.
Aw. Sorry.
in the key. Yeah.
Okay, since you got that one up, we'll talk about it real quick too. If you want to
Okay.
go back to us.
There you go.
Monsters Unleashed is going to be at the West Virginia Bigfoot Festival on October the 9th through the 12th. And that's in Summersville, West Virginia. And people, if you've never been to one of these festivals and you live anywhere close to that area that you could go there, I suggest you go. That thing is huge. The West Virginia Bigfoot Festival is huge. It's like a state fair. They even have a monster truck in there that they give you monster truck rides on and stuff. I mean, it's really cool. But that's going to be October the 9th through the 12th, and everything of this year. And I look forward to meeting a lot of people there. We're going to have some merchandise, and we're going to have some of my books, and I'll be doing autographs on the books and stuff like that. And you can actually buy the books there at the festival cheaper than you can buy them from Amazon. But yeah, I mean, you can change the picture if you want to now, Coley.
Sure. And then your books, did you want to tell? Because this one I thought was cute. I mean, you have a kid's book.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneaky little Sasquatch. I wrote these. There's 2 of them right now. I have a 3rd one written. I'm working on getting it all finished so I can publish it. But I wrote this book for my boy, my youngest boy. Like his mama, his whole life, his mama has read him 2 or 3 books every night. Up to now, he's 10 years old now, and his mama still goes in and reads him the books. That's just something that's natural, normal for him. So, like, my favorite book when I was a kid was The Pokey Little Puppy, and it was one of those golden books, and it was my favorite book. So I wrote these books to like the tune of the Pokey Little Puppy book, and every page is illustrated in it. So when you're flipping through, and the illustrations are great, they go right with the story and stuff, and they're good. They're good books. They're printed on premium paper, and they're not that expensive, and you can find that book right there on Amazon.
Very cool. And then
Yeah.
here's another kid's
Yes,
book.
that's the second one to the Sneaky series, the Moonlight Mountain. And in this book, Sneaky. Now, the book before that one there, the Woodland Tale, um, in that he has it shows when the book ends, it shows him having a dream, and it shows this mountain in his dream, and like the little dream cloud that goes above their head. It shows this mountain, and so this book here continues off from his dream. So in his dream, Sneaky travels to the top of that mountain. And on the way there, he just finds all this cool stuff and everything. And it's a great book. It really is. If you've got kids, this is one that you'd want to get for them. I'm actually going to try to donate some to the local elementary school for the kindergarten classes and first grade classes there and stuff for them to read. And you can actually get these books. You can go to your local library and ask them to pick up those books, and they can buy them and stuff. They're for sale, but you can find them on Amazon. Echoes in the Hollows is my first book, and it touches on some of my encounter that I had in North Carolina with my son. It talks about that encounter, and then it talks about some other North Carolina encounters that other people had and stuff. And it's a good book. It's about 100 pages. They're not really big. I could have stuffed them full of stuff, and I could have elaborated on things, and I could have added stuff into them. But then the book would have been nonfiction.
Right.
So what I have in it there is, as far as I know, is well, the book would have been fiction. I'm sorry. If I would have done that, it wouldn't have been true. So I only try to put true stories that I know of in these books. But this one here, that what's cool about this one is that picture of that old house is taken from a picture of a haunted house that I grew up around when I was a young man, when I lived there with my stepfather and all that stuff. We were going up through there one night, and it has a big window upstairs, and I wasn't the only one that ever seen this. Everybody was up there. When it got dark, us kids didn't walk past that house. You just didn't go by that house, and it's called McKinley Manor.
Oh, wow.
But I've seen figures up in the windows of that house, and it's in my book. It talks about it.
That's awesome. And then, Mike, do you have time for a few questions?
I do.
Okay. We had one from Moon and Noon. I thought that was interesting. Do Sasquatch swim? I don't mean. Let's see. I don't mean near Wade actually swim, because there's a lot of people who say they don't exist, like in Hawaii. They don't exist in any of those places. But in your, I guess, experience, do you think that they swim?
I would like to think that they would. I mean, I've never heard of anybody talking about occurrences where seen them swimming or anything like that. But I mean, most animals in the forest can swim. Deer can swim. Bears can swim. I think it just may be something that's natural to them. And I mean, they may be able to cross the lakes and stuff like that. Now, as far as being in Hawaii and stuff like that, I don't know anybody could make that swim. So if they wasn't there beforehand, they're not going to be there now. But if Sasquatch if it isn't something that's interdimensional, and it's a true live breathing animal that's been here since the beginning of time or whatever. If it's Gigantopithecus, I mean, because a lot of people say that it's Gigantopithecus, which is a true creature, a Sasquatch style creature that lived, you know, a million years ago. That these creatures could have crossed the land bridge over from Asia and came down into the U.S. And there still may be some of them. I don't know. It's a theory, but as far as swimming, I would like to think that they could, because everything else that's in the woods, it's they can swim. I mean, if a squirrel falls in the water, it can swim. If you take your dog to the lake, your dog goes in, your dog can swim. I mean, so I would say it probably can. Do you know a fun fact is that you could take a newborn baby and that's freshly born and put it into a thing of water, and that baby won't drown. That baby can swim, and it only forgets to swim after it's left its mother's womb. So
Have you ever been in any areas like, that have been more desolate? Because I often wonder, like, if government, especially if they're putting any of these underground labs underwater, is it to prevent, like, can they actually swim? Or are they maybe like created not to? But I don't know. And people have often wondered, like, have you ever been like anywhere? I asked James Gillian, because he's in Hawaii. He has an East Eddy Ranch in Hawaii. And the one that he has out in Washington has a ton of Bigfoot activity. He said he believes that other people, what they have told him, but he has not yet experienced it there on his land in Hawaii. So I was just curious, as to like that also. I've that's a great question, Moon at Noon. I've often wondered that too. And a lot of people have asked that question. It'd be
well,
interesting.
the government's got their hands into everything,
Yes.
and these experimental places and stuff. If they are experimenting on them, then they do probably have them underground. I mean, you look at Area 51 for example. Okay, if you look at Area 51, it's just a small little air base in the middle of the desert in New Mexico. But all of these secret planes and stuff that you see, you don't see them there. I mean, because you can go there, you can go to Area 51 on top of one mountain, you can look down with binoculars or a telescope, and you can see the whole base. But you don't see these experimental aircraft or anything like that. You know why? Because it's all underground.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
so the government likes to keep things hidden from you, and the best way for them to hide it is to put it underground. They have these bunkers. The bunker that's under the White House, that thing there was there for generations before anybody ever even knew it was there.
Oh, I bet.
They had snuck it in there, and honestly, I think that's why they're building this new ballroom and stuff where the East Wing used to be at the White House now. And I think that that's a cover up for them to expand that bunker that's under the White House. And then you have in West Virginia, you have by the Greenbrier Hotel in West Virginia, there's a huge military bunker under that hotel. And that got let out. Nobody knew about it. And then that got let out. That's a presidential bunker underneath of there. That's where they were supposed to take president, members of Congress, and all that stuff to go there and live while all the rest of us die. Because
Yeah,
those people,
right. Rest
Right.
you can fend for yourselves. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't-
So everybody
So-
go run there if something happens so they can't get in. They have to die with the rest of us.
Yeah, right. We're going down together. That's the way, yeah.
but yeah, so the government's good at hiding stuff, and if they're going to do something, they most definitely got it underground.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm no
Well,
expert on
Richie,
it.
Bigfoot, yeah. If you've ever had Bigfoot banter with Richie, he said that in his area, they're in fresh water. It seems like he said they're on both sides. So thank you for that answer. So Too, because I don't know, you never know, or if it's like something, maybe it's something to do with the ocean or something like that, but you don't know. You
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean,
Yeah, and you don't know the government's games. They're always up to something, aren't they?
yeah, yeah, they sure are. I mean, there's a lot of cryptids and stuff that have to do with the water that it's hard to tell. I mean, they could have something underwater where they're experimenting with these creatures and stuff. I mean, there's there's a lot of creatures that's been spotted in the water that just like they see them one time, you never see them again. See, it's always looking for freshwater sources, like what man, it should be. Yeah, yeah, the Bigfoot. I mean, well, I had the Vogel brothers. Have you had them on your show, Coley?
No, I have not.
You should seek them out and get them. Are they have a lot of information. They was telling us a story where they were up in the Adirondack Mountains, and they were up there. They had a canoe. They were going to go in for a fishing trip and stuff, and they actually that was their first time ever experiencing a Sasquatch. It was there by a beaver dam, and like they think that the Sasquatch they had one that was coming in, and they were kind of like rounding the fish up in front of this beaver dam and getting their fish like that and stuff. And well, I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility there, local Squatch, that they're connected. But I would say that would be one hell of a tunnel system. I mean, if they're all connected, that'd be one hell of a tunnel system. And here we are. If they're going to build a tunnel system like that, and I'm out here hitting potholes in the road, they're going to hell for that.
Right.
There's lots of natural tunnel systems from the volcanoes. What are those things called? The lava
Aqueducts
tunnels?
or the lava
Yeah.
duct.
Yeah, I think there's already a lot underneath us naturally that they could be,
Probably a
accessing.
lot of that stuff out there in California, those underground ducts
Yeah.
like I mean, I'm gonna tell you, you need to get out of California before it falls into the ocean.
Oh, I've been actually worrying about that, and so yeah. My
Yeah.
Is that like
guides
a
tell me that I'm okay
Nostradamus
for right now,
prediction?
but yeah.
For
Just do
sure.
just do what everybody else in California is doing. Move to Texas.
They're
Move to
moving to
Texas.
Texas.
That's true.
Brenda from
Texas
Beyond the
is.
Box, did you hear that? We're sending everybody to Texas.
And
Mhm.
she's the one saying no.
Yeah, that's what she said.
No
She was
more
talking about on
Californians.
this show. She's like,
We're
"But
not
there's
all
so much
bad. We're not all bad.
land. There's
Yeah.
all this, And I was like, I was like, everybody pack it up for going to Texas. And she's like, no, not everybody. I was like, that's awesome.
New Mexico is really nice too. I mean, this depends on what part of what the landscape is there in California that you're in. I mean, there's other states that match that same. California is really nice.
It looks a lot like Virginia where I'm at.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, then you have Virginia. It gets pretty cold in Virginia.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do well there, but
I moved to North Carolina to get rid of snow, and then I had 9 inches in my yard yesterday morning.
oh my gosh.
And
It's
and I
freezing
got
here in Iowa. I got it like, oh, it's so bad.
I got friends that moved to South Carolina because they didn't want to deal with the snow, and then and they had 6, 7 inches down there. You can't escape the weather. I don't care
Yeah.
where you go. Mother Nature always has that wild card it throws out there.
That's why California was so perfect, but I'm in fear that Lemuria is going to happen again. So
Yeah, yeah. I liked California when I was there. It was a very nice place to visit, but I just couldn't live there. I mean, I ride motorcycles and stuff, so it'd be great for me riding motorcycles and everything. And if I was to ever move there, it'd have to be north of San Francisco or something like that, up by
yeah,
the Redwood Forest area, and stuff like that. Paradise, California was really nice when I was there.
yeah,
Um, but California's changed so much.
it
I used to
has.
live out there. Yeah, it's not either that or I didn't see it. It was so many years ago, but Yeah, it was a much different place, and it's like now no, definitely not.
I mean, California is going to be known as the official homeless state. I mean, the homeless people has run rampant through California, and
Oh yeah.
they have they have no handle on it. There's no way to control it because these people got to live somewhere,
Hmm.
and it's sad. It's really sad to see these people, that have no place to live, so they're just setting up tents on the sidewalks and stuff. And yeah, the only time it seems like they want to do something about it is like when that guy went and took a shit in front of Nancy Pelosi's house. Then they were cracking down on it, and stuff like that. And there's a lot of programs out there that could help these people, but it just seems like there's nobody that the people that are trying to help them don't have access to these programs because it seems like there's a blockage there someplace.
Oh, definitely. I'd go to work, and that's so true because they'd have the homeless people be popping out of the dumpsters, and there'd be nothing for them, but there weren't places for them to go to the bathroom. Like I remember,
Mhm.
I worked right down a couple blocks away from Capitol Records, so it was like right down in the heart of it. We go past like DeLongpre Park, and back then there were so many homeless people. There were no resources. There was, in certain areas you couldn't go into because you're fighting for your very survival. And you would think
Mhm.
that big of a, with all of the money that, because you can see the Beverly Hills Center and you can see, the Church of Scientology is like, I mean, it's crazy the amount of money that's there. But yet, you're right. It's definitely not being allocated that direction. I don't know why they would want that. I mean, but I guess,
I seen a couple of YouTube channels. These people were building tiny houses and going and putting tiny houses out. Really cool little tiny houses, that were inexpensive to build, but it gave these people a place to live and a place to call home. And they were putting them in areas, and next thing you know, the cities are fighting them against them and coming there and taking bulldozers and running them over, and and stuff. But they shut down schools all the time, and they shut down a school when the attendance is low in that area, or they're not making the great test scores and stuff. Counties will shut down schoolhouses and stuff, and then a lot of these schools just sit there until they're falling down. They could take some of these schools that they're closing down and turn them into living places for the homeless people to help them get back on their feet. And it really wouldn't cost them anything to staff these things because they can staff them, the homeless people. They can give them a job, give them some kind of training, and to run these places themselves. So it would be unpaid. It wouldn't cost them a dime. It really wouldn't. But and what's sad is a lot of these homeless people are actually educated people, and they have degrees and stuff like that, but they've had some kind of misfortune where they've lost everything that they have. And I didn't want to turn your show into a sad show, Coley, but the truth is, it's a real thing. People look at, they see a homeless person standing on the sidewalk and they're holding a sign, homeless, need help, stuff like that.
yeah.
And yeah, a lot of these people are into drugs. A lot of them are into drugs, but a lot of these people truly need help. And if you can afford to pay $14 for a pack of cigarettes, you could afford to give somebody a $5 bill. They're not going to buy any drugs with $5. Or go do like I do. I normally don't give them money, but I'll go down to the restaurant and I'll buy them a bag of food, and I'll stop. I'll come back by and I'll give them some food. At least they're going to have a hot meal that day. Try to do something. You see them, they need a pair. I was at work. This has been about a month ago. I was at work, and there was a homeless guy that was sitting inside of the eatery there at this gas station, and I looked at the guy, and his pants were ripped almost completely off of him. He had a pair of jogging pants on underneath of them, and it's cold. And so I walked over to the guy. I said, "Hey man," I said, "what size pants you wear?" And he's like, "Man, I don't care as long as he says, "I don't care if they're big or what. I'll wear them." I said, "No." I said, "What size pants do you wear?" And he told me, and I went straight to Walmart and I bought the man a pair of pants and brought them there and give them to him. So, I mean, so this guy's walking around with his pants ripped off. You think emotionally what that does to him? I mean, what kind of low is that? Is that he's on his last pair of pants? He's done ripped them completely out. All he has left is a pair of jogging pants that he's got underneath of them. So I gave him a pair of clean pants, and they'll last him a little while, but it's going to do a lot when it comes to his how he sees himself. You know what I mean? If he's got a clean pair of pants on, then he's more up to, hey, I got a clean pair of pants. I might be able to get a job. I have a good pair of pants to wear now and stuff. Who's going to hire somebody that has a pair of ripped pants? You go for a job interview, even if it's for McDonald's or whatever, they're not going to hire you if you go in there looking like that.
It's sad, but you're right. It's sad, but you're right.
Yeah, and like Trisha says, it's homeless is bad everywhere, especially with our veterans. We've
Yeah,
got
that's
veterans.
terrible. Yeah, I know that is absolutely terrible that we're allowing this to happen to our veterans, our very people, and that right there just really it's upsetting for anyone, but especially the people who are going to fight and die for us. That's
Absolutely. You have veterans living out there on the street that are an inch away from killing themselves. Okay, that could do better. They really could. You have a lot of veterans out there that are living homeless that are eligible for veterans benefits, but nobody's tried to help them get their benefits. With that extra help, that they could get into housing. The federal government doesn't give two shits. They really don't. I think if once you've served and you're eligible for veterans benefits, when you're clocking out from the military, there should be somebody clocking you in to sign you up for those benefits. And and you shouldn't have to have an address in order to be able to get them.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing now, even like with food stamps and stuff like that. It used to be that you didn't have to have an address. You could get food stamps. You could go down the people that didn't have a place to live could go down to the local welfare office, DHS office, and pick up their food stamps when they had paper food stamps. You know what I mean? And I know about food stamps. I'm from West Virginia. The food stamps were created for the coal miners of West Virginia. That's why they were created when there was layoffs and stuff like that, because these people were starving to death. But there's a lot of programs out there. If you see a homeless person, you try your best to help them. I mean, don't go and give them a bunch of money. Don't hand them $100 bill. You're going to kill them. But give them something. Buy them a meal. Buy them some soap and shampoo, some stuff so they can clean themselves up, because a lot of them don't have access to that. Buy them a stick of deodorant.
Show them some decency and respect. Above all else, these are people. Nobody, like T-Bone said in there, like even if it had to do with addiction, nobody set out and like, hey, I want to live out on the streets, or if you've slipped and you've fallen in your life, I'm sure you can understand. But it's, the people, I was reading about local people here, and it's freezing. And they were more concerned, and I love dogs and I love animals, and I'm very concerned about the dog, but they didn't care. And we're not talking about the person that was sitting there freezing to death with the dog. They were more worried about the dog and didn't even mention it. I said, there's a person with the dog. Let's help both of them. Like, why? I just can't wrap my mind around that kind of, cold, like, I don't care about humanity at all. I mean, that's just, it blows my mind.
Coley, like the shelters and stuff, they shut the doors on the shelters because they don't have any more room. Okay. Well, they have room. They have floors these people could sleep on in the heat. But just because the fire marshal says that so many people can occupy that building, then I think there should be something put in the law that when there's something like the storms that we've had just now come across the United States, and the temperature is going to be below a certain point, that they should be allowed to to, bring some people in and let them sleep on the floors at least for at least the night, and get some of these people off the street so they're not freezing to death. But I mean, there's this saying that my grandpa always said: if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Right.
You know, it's people people don't care about other people anymore. They really don't. As long as you've got food in your belly and money in your pocket and a nice warm bed to sleep in that night, then they don't give two craps about anybody else. Most people, and I'm saying most people. I might be stretching it out there, but most people just don't care. They don't think about it. So,
No, you're right about that.
you see somebody become a better human being. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. If you see somebody that's less fortunate than you, uh, then try to give them some help, some way, someplace. I mean, just just try, and you'll feel better about yourself. You're going to look better in God's eyes for damn sure. I mean, I I have this thing where I treat others the way that I would want to be treated. And it doesn't always work out for me because, like I said, a lot of people don't give two shits about what you got going on. But just a little over 3 years ago, I I got electrocuted, and it cost me everything. I lost my job. Um, my job waited until I come off of doctors. When the doctor released me, and then they just let me go. So I have a family of six to take care of. So I sold everything that I owned. Anything of value, I sold it to keep the lights on. And the only person that ever really helped me at all was my daughter Trisha here. She tried. She's got a family of her own self to take care of. But I was in bad shape. I was in really bad shape. I was weak and I couldn't do anything. I begged my doctor to release me so I could go back to work, and I shouldn't have been working. I tried to get disability, didn't get my disability, and and finally I started getting my strength back, and now I'm working. I'm working construction, so
So
I've
you,
been there.
yeah, no, that's very devastating for your family. I missed stuff. It kind of cut out for the first part. Why did you have to do that, Mike? What happened 2 years ago?
I got electrocuted.
Oh, you got electrocuted.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it
wow.
damaged my heart. It damaged like the wiring going to my heart. So now I have like severe heart palpitations,
Oh,
and
man. I'm so sorry.
I was seeing a heart doctor for it, and he had me on some medication, and the medication that he was giving me was killing me. And like I would tell him, the side effects I was having and stuff, and he's like, "Okay, well, just continue to take this medication, and it's going to be okay." And then like the medicine he was giving me was killing me. So I just kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And Trisha will tell you it was bad. It was really bad, and I felt bad for my wife that had to um, take care of me. My wife had to take care of me, wait on me hand and foot, and but she stuck there with me, through all of it. But once I had a doctor's appointment, and I was too weak, and I didn't feel like going, so my wife called and rescheduled it, and then they scheduled it for the next week. Well, that week come around, and it was the same. I was too weak. I couldn't. I didn't feel like going. Hell, I couldn't even walk up and get in my car. So when she called them to reschedule it again, they's like, "Well, he's rescheduled 2 times in a row, so we have to drop him as a patient." So I didn't get my refills, and after a few weeks of not having my medication and stuff, I started feeling a little bit better. And I told my wife, I said, "I'm not taking that medicine no more." So and I got better and better and better, and within 9 months or so, I was back to work again.
Wow.
Yeah, and like Spalding said, there near death experiences do open up your third eye, and you have to look on the bright side of stuff. I mean, but but yeah. So I mean, I've been through some crap, Coley. I really have. I mean, it's been. Look, I could write a country song about my life, and that'd be the saddest damn song. Pretty.
Yeah, no, I know. You know what? I don't know anybody in this field, to be quite honest. That I mean, it just seems like the people who are most in tune to things like this have been. I can tell you story after story. I've been there. I can relate to so much of even what you were saying before, and it's but I say the best people come, but a part of me is just like, does everything have to be so hard? It's like, can't something just come real easy? But it just doesn't seem like that's in our cards. It really doesn't.
Oh, oh, right there, local squatch. If you bring up what local squatch just said, um,
Oh, hello, Jason Finch. I'm looking for real quick. How far back was it?
he said about my
Oh,
books, and he said, "I guess music is next." How'd you know, local? How'd you know? Yeah, I do a bunch of music.
oh, great.
I do a bunch of music, and our channel is like focused around all that and stuff. So, like our intro videos and our outros and all that stuff is music that I've done. And I didn't sing it, okay, because I'm not that talented, but um, I do the music and I write the music, and I have it produced by AI, because there's all kinds of cool websites out there now to do your music for you, and it's some pretty good stuff. Um, it's some pretty good stuff.
It's a great outlet. I write all mine too, but then AI, and then I have to go in and then adjust it. It's not. It takes me a couple
Not easy.
weeks to
Yeah,
even
it's not.
try to get edit it.
You have to get the right. You have to set the mood for the music, and it's got to be paired up just right, because one wrong thing in the song is shit. So but yeah, so I do some pretty good songs. Unfortunately, I don't have any with me tonight. But go to my channel. You can watch any of the intros for my videos. You'll hear some of my songs. People are asking about them, and I'm
Will
like,
we
should
get
I
a
try to sell
copyright
them?
hit if I share it and just share it on YouTube?
No, no, no. Bring up one of them. Bring up one of them, and
We can do that then. Yeah. Again, tell everybody where they can find you, Mike.
well, you can find me mostly on YouTube, and that's youtube.com/at monsters_unleashed. And then we have our TikTok, which is monsters.unleashed. And our Instagram, I think, is monsters.unleashed25. But it's in your description on this video.
Yes, it definitely is. I'm having here.
And if anybody wants to contact us, me or Trisha, you can contact us at monsters_unleashed25@gmail.com.
And that's good to know. Monsters_unleashed at 25, or excuse me, 25.
At gmail.com.
And then could somebody I'm looking for your link. For some reason, it's not pulling it up when I go onto YouTube directly. Let me see here. I'll get this really quick. Go a different way through this. So it's underscore. I think that's my. Did you get it, Maya?
Yeah, I found it. That YouTube channel?
Yes. Could you draw? Okay, perfect. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and hop over there. So I don't know why it was like that. But I'll pull that up then, Mike, and then we can play. Is it just like on any intro? Is that?
Well, I'll tell you what. There's one that I'm really proud of, and it's called Dark Woods Hotels. And let me see here. It is in The video that has 3,200 views to it. A figure appeared in the tree line at Russian Creek.
Oh,
We
do you want to
spoke
share it with your screen? Do you have it pulled up with you?
I do. I can.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
see,
was gonna say
you won't hear it on mine though. That's the
you should
thing.
be able to. You give it on StreamYard when you share it. It will ask you if you want audio also.
Okay.
If it
let's
doesn't, I
see.
have it here. But yeah, you can.
Share screen. Okay, wrong screen. Okay, it says mute website notifications while sharing, so I just leave that check out, right?
Yeah, and then if you go ahead and give it permission at the top, you should be able to. Let me like make sure that got the audio.
I don't see where to give it permission. We'll try it here, okay?
Okay.
Let's see here. Can y'all hear it?
Gather around my friends, the fire's burning bright. Rekindle those old stories on this starry night. In the woods we're lost, where laughter used to flow. With a drink in our hands, we let the good times grow. Crickets hum a tune, the air is full of cheer. We're reminiscing about the days without fear. Something in the shadows starts to flicker and sway. The night's not done with us, it's ready to play. Oh, the dark woods hotels spinning around like a breeze. Whispers of the past dance among the trees. Secrets in the shadows, mystery so deep. When the house call our names, we won't lose our sleep.
And see, that's one there, and then you have. Let's see here. Can you still hear it? Whispers right on the midnight breeze. Eyes in the treetops. We offer all of our music in our members section too. I put them all in there for people to listen to. The last defense. In the heart of the woods, it all makes sense. A call comes down through the blackened trees. Something stirs that no one sees. Legends etched in bark and bone. We chase what's never left alone. Infrared flames in the pitch black night. Boots hit earth, armed with light. We snap and howl, a clue we claim. This is the hunt, not just a name. Monsters unleashed, we walk where others run. So that's a little taste of them. I do also like Jen that's in here. I do her intro for her show. Every time I see that one, let's see here. The truth out there. Let's see. In the
dark where the strange things flicker. Jennifer Hicks takes you in a little deeper. Cryptids, UFO stories that chill, the truth's out there, and she's got the welcome to creepy culture.
Yeah, so I do those. I just did one for Tracy Jones for her new show, Beyond the Veil.
Very
I
cool.
did one for that too. But I mean, so like every one of our videos, I'll do a song for the intro, and then we have the outro. And plus, we play the songs on our live shows, for the intro and the outro for that. And I find that, like, if we've got 20, 30 people watching by the time the end of the show, that like most of those people stay to listen to the music at the end. And that means a lot to me. So I let the songs play through. I don't shortcut them, shortchange them. I just let them play.
And then to somebody, yeah, I think that's great. Somebody also, before I wanted to get to the Ben for a question, how do you deal with attachments? Have you ever picked up attachments or?
I'm not going to say we haven't picked up anything. Trisha's got a lot of stuff going on over there right now. The whole thing with her hearing that noise last night and that footprint out there and stuff like that. Trisha lives in the middle of a freaking huge military base. Okay. And there's something out there making this noise. And so it's kind of weird, but we do cleansings and stuff, and and everything. We pray a whole lot. The one of the most important things is when you go in there and you've had some kind of experience, then before you leave those woods, you need to pray, and you need to say that's anything that's found me here remains here. And you want to make sure that you're doing that, because a lot of prayer goes a long ways. I mean, understand a lot of people are not religious. I am. So is Trisha. But you know, Martin Groves, that they spoke about, where Martin, they were surrounded by a bunch of dog men, and Martin just gets up and he walks down to the edge of the woods and he starts saying the Lord's Prayer, and like these things were gone. I mean, they just gone. They can't do it. Now when you talk about Bigfoot and stuff like that, we've so far, knock on wood, so far we haven't had any negative experiences with anything that has to do with Bigfoot, Sasquatch. It's been the dog man. And I honestly feel that this dog man is demonic. It's not of this earth. I feel the Sasquatch is of this earth, but the dog man, it's not. It's unnatural and it's evil.
I know Benno and Richie were talking earlier. Because Dogman's pretty new. Like he's come to what is he like within the last 10 years that the
No,
Dogman
no.
has kind of come forward, or he's not been around for as long as the other ones.
Maybe that's where people. Maybe that's where people have just started hearing about it and stuff. But the dog man has been around here for a long time. It really has. It's told. It's told by one of us, a shaman elder. Okay, I mean a oh, this Native American elder. It's told that they created, Shawnee elder, that they created the dog man. That the dog man was created to protect them. You see, they call Sasquatch the Watchers, and the dog man was created to help them protect them against the bad watchers, the ones that come out of the caves and hurt people and stuff. And that they created the dogman because it was more powerful than the watchers. Now you've I'm sure you've heard of the thing about dogmen soldiers with the Native American and everything. I'm sure you've seen them on TVs where there was uh, cowboys and Indians and stuff like that, and they had the dogmen soldiers that had their war paint on and all this stuff. These Native Americans, they prepared themselves to go to war, and they would do smudges, and they would drink potions that were made from roots and stuff in the woods, and it was said that these give these warriors um, abilities, powers to be stronger than the average man, and to honestly, it was kill or be killed. They knew no fear, and so it's told that they used this same process um, by doing all this same process and stuff in order to create these dogmen. Now that's just what I've been told, but the dogman is pretty ancient. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
didn't know if
ancient.
it was there was something, I'd have to look back to see. But because it seems like in different areas there's different variations, which is very interesting all on its own.
Cosmic voice, cosmic voice there says they didn't create it; they summoned it into the physical. That's correct. That's correct. They what they how they prepared themselves as warriors. That same process, they used that same process with prayers and everything to summon this dogman into existence. So that's why I said I believe it's not from this earth, that it's demonic. And that's why you see, yeah, we have our Shawnee elder helps us out with our prayers too. She assists us with things. So if we have questions, she tells us what to do by doing cuts and stuff like that. And when I say cuts, that's not taking a knife and cutting yourself. That's with taking a bone knife, and there's a process you go through that you cut all the evil attachments away from you, and it's a big process and stuff like that. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff, attachments you have to worry about. You honestly have to worry about attachments. Um, these things, they say that they follow you home, and I just talked about that today with Trisha. When you hear people say they follow you home, that doesn't mean that they physically followed you anywhere. Okay, that means that they can live in your mind. Okay, and if they're in your mind, if you give them real estate there, they're with you. And I think that these things can physically show themselves because they've attached themselves to you. And that's why these people are seeing these things at their houses and stuff like that. They've never seen them before because they've had an experience with one out in the field, and this thing has attached himself. And these people can't get this. They've seen this creature, and it lives now. It has real estate in their mind. It's there. Okay, so that's why I said you have to pray and ask whatever you seen there in the woods stays there in the woods. It doesn't come home with you. It doesn't affect you. And because a lot of people let it affect them and they bring it home with them. It's kind of like, you people say, well, I don't bring my job home with me, you know, and that's how you have to look at it with these things too. Don't bring home with you. Do not give it any real estate in your mind, because if you do, you're in for something very, very bad.
I agree. I agree. Well, I'd like to thank you so much, Mike, for coming on, and we'll definitely have to do a part two. Maybe you and your daughter can come on together too, and um, I would love to have you back on. But in closing, to first let people know where they can find you, and second, I always ask what you would like to leave the audience with until next time.
Well, like I said a while ago, you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/at monsters_unleashed. You can find us on TikTok at monsters.unleashed, and Instagram is monsters.unleashed25. And the links are in your description on this video. I've seen them there.
Yes.
And I would leave you with just being careful out there. If you decide you want to go out and you want to look for Sasquatch or anything like that, I don't advise anyone to go out and look for a dog man. If you're not experienced with something like this, this is one creature you do not want to go looking for. Sasquatch, on the other hand, have fun with it. Have fun with it. I mean, there are some bad ones out there, but there are some other good ones out there too. There's people live around these Sasquatches. There's all kinds of people for generations have lived around these creatures, and they've became like a permanent fixture on their properties and stuff like that. So have fun with it is the main thing. Be respectful when you go into the woods. Be respectful, and it's best that when you go into the woods, you talk. And you just say, "Hey, I'm not here. I mean, I'm here. I mean you no harm." And you just have a good time with it. Don't go in there trashing, breaking down trees. Don't go in there if you're going in looking for these things. Be mindful of what you touch. You may grab some poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. So just
poison berries. I've eaten them before. On accident.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't eat anything that you find in the woods unless you know exactly what it is. You might see this pretty little mushroom, say, "Oh, I'm gonna take this home and eat it." Don't do that. Don't do that. But just be respectful to Mother Earth, and if you're good to Mother Earth, she'll be good to you.
I thought this was great, Moon and Noon. If you can't be respectful, be well armed.
Yeah,
we have a sense of humor around here.
Probably should be well armed anyways, because you just don't know what. There's other stuff other than Dogman and Bigfoot in those woods. You've got bobcats, you've got bears. I mean, you've got coyotes, you have wild boar, all of which these things can harm you very much. So, yeah, you should probably be armed. And if you can't be armed, be with somebody that is armed.
Definitely.
There's humans in those woods, too.
Yeah, there's
people hiding. Yeah. Where you would go. That's exactly where you would go. Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Mike, Monster Mike. I encourage everybody to go over, if you haven't seen Monsters Unleashed. I almost said unincorporated. I don't know why. Monsters Unleashed. Go over and watch his channel. They've got a great channel. Definitely doing some big things, and he'll be releasing something. So check it out definitely on Saturday and see what he's got. So thanks again, Mike. Yeah. So Maya's been doing great with chat. I neglected to give her the necessary thing that she needed to run it. So I appreciate Maya. You did a fabulous job with the questions and everything tonight. So fantastic. I'm so glad. So you can find Maya. She's going to be here every Monday. And we will be bringing, Mystical Monday to you. So 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Maya, again, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube at Maya Starfire, or Facebook also under Maya Starfire. Thank you all for coming and supporting, and this has been fun, and I hope I did a good job.
You did a fabulous job. Yeah, we'll get the groove down, like the sync down. But yeah, you did fantastic. And two, I'd like to thank Monsters Unleashed for the $10 super chat, and PNW. Thank you very much Moon at Noon, thank you very much. Monsters Unleashed, Trisha, thank you very much. T-Bone, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Creepy Culture Jen, thank you very much. Local Squatch, thank you very much. Benno from Oz, thank you. Very much appreciated. And let me see here. I just don't want to miss anybody. Oh, Moon at Noon, thank you. Very much appreciated, you guys, all of you. So without the chat and without each and every one of you wrenches out there doing what you're doing, none of this would be possible. And it's truly an honor to have you here helping build this. So I feel like we're all building this community together, which is absolutely lovely and wonderful. And it really is. Welcome to the family. If you're new, definitely welcome to the family, because we are, and here it's okay that everybody can think different. Everybody can ask questions. I not only encourage it, I applaud it. So, I'm glad that everybody's doing that, putting that out there. Not everybody has to think or feel the same, and thank God we don't, because, we wouldn't all be so individual and here together. So, and Maya, is there anything you want to leave with closing? Maya's gosh, she's just a beautiful soul. You really are just such a beautiful soul. And I cannot say enough about you. Bring a presence that's like so soothing and so accepting and it's so unconditional. So I just have to tell you, I really appreciate that about you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me here, and encourage everybody to spend as much time as they can outside or with animals right now. I think that's what we need.
And he said that too, that especially with sleep, or there's something going on that's kind of causing some disruptions for people.
Yeah, there's some weird going on, and the astral's been super active, super vivid dreams. Most people I talk to are having crazy active vivid dreams and waking up extremely exhausted. So if that's happening, it's it just means that we're all being worked in the astral and we aren't really sleeping. So don't get too down on yourself.
And if you take long power naps, make sure you're wide awake before you conduct any business. Is all I'm gonna say.
Love you, Cosmic, too.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And two really well. Oh hey, Hillbilly Herb, better late than never, right? So if you guys all, again, mods, if you would go ahead, the wrenches, drop your links or drop a link of, a channel that you support in closing, and we'll get it all up there. So on behalf of SNX Radio, I'm Coley Weber, and we have the beautiful Maya Starfire. We're going to be together here for Mystical Mondays. Again, every Monday, hence the name, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for taking the journey into the unknown until we see you again. Well, tomorrow I'll be over at Forever Entertainment tomorrow. Do you have anything going on tomorrow, Maya, for show wise?
Mm-mm.
So, if you 8 p.m., but also Bigfoot Michigan Rob is on at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time too. So if you jump in between chats, definitely Bigfoot Michigan Rob is your other show to check out. And I don't know, anybody else, drop it if you have a show tomorrow or when your shows are. I'd love to know. So on that note, again, thank you all. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. Without you, it would not be possible.
Unraveling the mystery, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside, in the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the Sub Nation X quest, the truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside, hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright.
From the Sub Nation X quest, the truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside, hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller rink will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX Radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stay.